Welcome. There's a lovely breeze blowing in Mumbai tonight and we are broadcasting live from the Queen's Necklace here along Marine Drive in Mumbai. And Marine Drive is especially important because it was here way back in 1980 that former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee at the first BJP National Conclave said that there must be a time when the lotus blooms in the Arabian Sea. That dream finally coming true. A big moment for the BJP. Maharashtra is where the RSS is headquartered. And while the victory in Haryana is important, the victory in Maharashtra is especially sweet because that dream laid out by Atal Bihari Vajpayee finally coming true. When the second youngest Chief Minister of the state, Devendra Fadnavis, was sworn in today by the Governor of Maharashtra as the new Chief Minister of the state. And he got down to business straight up. There was a packed crowd at the Wankhede Stadium. The stage seemed set for a IPL T20 or a one-day international. But this wasn't a moment for cricket. This was a moment for celebration. Wankhede was draped in saffron as the first BJP Chief Minister took the oath of office.
मी देवेंद्र गंगाधरराव फडणवीस ईश्वर शाख से शपथ घेतो की
At 4:30 p.m. on Friday evening, Devendra Fadnavis became the 27th Chief Minister of Maharashtra. The first ever BJP Chief Minister of the state was sworn in along with 7 cabinet ministers and 2 ministers of the state at the Wankhede Stadium.
This government will of course fulfill all the agendas what we have given for another 5 years, and we are working on that right away.
The ceremony was a show of strength for the BJP. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Party President Amit Shah were present along with the entire top leadership of the BJP, as were members of the opposition and former allies. After declaring that the Sena would boycott Fadnavis' swearing-in, Party Chief Uddhav Thackeray made an appearance at Wankhede. This after a personal invitation from Amit Shah. After the swearing-in was over, an ecstatic Chief Minister mingled with the crowd, thanking them and taking pictures. And although the star of the evening was the new Chief Minister, the loudest cheers were reserved for the Prime Minister Modi. With Sahil Joshi, Kamlesh Sutar and Rahul Kanwal in Mumbai, Bureau Report, Headlines Today.
Amongst the 40-odd thousand people who were watching at the Wankhede Stadium was Amrita Fadnavis. She's the wife of Devendra Fadnavis, an Axis Bank employee, a middle-class Indian housewife who was watching with a big glow on her face as her husband took the oath of office. Soon after the swearing-in, I caught up with Amrita Fadnavis on how life has changed now that she's First Lady and her husband is the new Chief Minister of the state.
Joining us now is Mrs. Fadnavis, Amrita Fadnavis. Thank you, ma'am. You're wearing a lovely sari. Big moment for you. You were beaming when the swearing-in ceremony was happening, right?
Yeah, it's a very, in fact, it's a proud moment, but more than happiness or any other feeling, it's a feeling of responsibility. People and top leaders have put in a lot of faith in Devendra Fadnavis ji, so he has to stand by that faith and make many things happen in Maharashtra.
Okay, what would you like the Chief Minister's first responsibility to be?
There are a list of things which need immediate attention. It is corruption eradication. Even farmers' death jo ho rahi hai, he has to have a plan of action and implementation on that, unemployment part, and other than that, women's issues, the security issues there, he has to look into that also, the whole team.
How is Fadnavis साहब changed since it was announced that he will be Chief Minister? क्या बदलाव देख रहे हैं आप अपने पति जब ये आप announce हुआ कि वो Chief Minister बने?
No, he has always been the same, very responsible from day one. So there's not much change in that.
How do you see your role as the First Lady?
I see my role into more of social activities, and I would definitely go ahead into anything where I am socially required or I feel I should be there.
As a working middle class woman, आपके हिसाब से क्या सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम है जिसको फिक्स करने की जरूरत है महाराष्ट्र?
Definitely corruption.
आपको लग रहा है कि बहुत टेंशन वाली नौकरी मिल गई? Your life will never be the same again?
No, no. I'm in fact happy for the love and all which I'm getting from people.
Thank you very much for joining us. Thank
Several ministers took the oath of office today at the Wankhede, but the loudest cheers by far were reserved for Gopinath Munde's daughter, Pankaja. Everyone was up on their feet clapping when Pankaja Munde took the oath of office. Her sisters were there, her mother was there as well. They got very emotional when we caught up with them, the entire family in tears. A moment of joy and a moment of remembrance for the effort that was made by Gopinath Munde, working in Marathwada, working in rural Maharashtra, making this dream possible, laying the foundations that helped the BJP come to power in the state. I caught up with Pankaja Munde. She calls Devendra Fadnavis her guru and says Fadnavis is forever teaching her the virtues of patience. Here is Pankaja Munde speaking exclusively to Headlines Today.
Joining us now is the one minister who received the warmest round of applause. सबसे ज़्यादा तालियां तभी बजी जब आपने शपथ ग्रहण की.
जी, ये बहुत सारा प्यार जनता ने दिया. मैं उनका बहुत-बहुत शुक्रिया अदा करना चाहती हूँ.
It's a big moment for you as well.
Yeah, it's a big moment, but on top of big loss, I'm missing my dad like anything today.
At a time when you've just been sworn in as a minister, what is it that you hope to be able to do over the next time?
All those warm, that round of applause I got, I want to live up to that.
Okay, tell us, how do you see this government being different from the previous government?
Of course, it will be different from the previous government. This government will, of course, fulfill all the agendas what we have given for another 5 years, and we are working on that right away.
Have you been told yet what your cabinet ministry is going to be?
Not yet.
What are you hoping that you will get? Have you raised any expectations or demands about what you want?
Not really. Whatever they give me, I'll accept it.
Okay, and how is it going to be for you to work with Devendra Fadnavis?
I have been working with him for last 5 years, and he's always been my guru in my Vidhan Sabha. So whenever I used to talk on any issue, I used to show him all my points, and I used to like eat his head. I'm talking this, that. He used to say, whatever you say, you will deliver the best. And after my speech, he used to come and he used to like, what? You always trouble me and you always deliver the best. So this time he was always my leader in the assembly. Now he'll be my leader.
What have you learned from Devendra Fadnavis?
Patience.
Thank you very much, Pankaja. We wish you all the best. Thank you.
Emotions and celebration aside, it's now time for the BJP to get down to business. As we travelled through Maharashtra during the election express and the build-up to this assembly election, there were constant complaints about corruption, about lack of electricity, lack of water supply. Now, those are the key challenges that the Fadnavis-Modi duo need to be able to provide answers to. They've made the promises, but what is their action plan? How do they intend to translate their manifesto promises into reality? I caught up with Union Power Minister Piyush Goyal. He comes from Mumbai, understands the problems of this city and this state well, and he says that the Narendra Modi government will work in close tandem with the local state government to try and ensure that the angst and the frustration of the people of Maharashtra gives way to a better future. Here is Piyush Goyal speaking to Headlines Today.
Joining us now, Union Power Minister Piyush Goyal. How do you see, Piyush, the equation between the centre and the state work? Now they've got Devendra Fadnavis as Chief Minister here.
Well, in my opinion, every state should work in coordination with the centre, irrespective of political affiliation. But obviously, having a government of the same political party and the thinking being aligned will make it much easier for us to reach the people all the benefits of the schemes that Sri Narendra Modi has initiated and we shall be initiating in the days to come.
As we travelled through Maharashtra on the election express in the build-up to the assembly elections, we found that there was a huge power crisis. Given how rich and industrial this state is, a power crisis is the last thing Maharashtra should face. How do you intend to fix that?
I see no problem in fixing the problem as long as the people cooperate, the state government, and certainly this government is so sensitive to this issue that the day the Honorable Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis went to meet the governor, soon after getting the letter, the invitation letter from the governor, 5 of the senior leaders who have been sworn in today mobbed me and discussed with me what we shall do to solve
even before they became ministers.
On the day they got the invitation from the governor in Governor House, we sat in the conference room and the only subject of discussion was that the priority of this government is going to be to satisfy the aspiration of the people of Maharashtra, bring back the industrialization that was the glory of Maharashtra all these years, And I'm convinced that this team is honest, this team is committed to the welfare of the people of Maharashtra, and this team will deliver.
Do you have a timeline? People want timeline. They've got huge expectations. By how soon do you think Maharashtra will have 24-hour electricity?
Well, we'll have to study the deep mess that has been...
You've had enough time since May.
Yes, but do you know, I've been telling the Chief Minister of this, erstwhile Chief Minister, that I want to come and pay a courtesy call till the day of Ganpati Visarjan, when they first saw the power crisis aggravating after they failed to resolve their disputes with the power producers. Till that day, I did not get an audience with the erstwhile Chief Minister.
How many times did you ask?
Many times. Every time I would come to Bombay, I'd made it a ritual. But this is not a day to do politics. I think it's a day for fresh beginnings. We have Devendra Fadnavis, a very enthusiastic young man at the helm of affairs, a person who's committed to the service of the people. And I'm fairly confident that given the alignment that all of us are working with and the sincerity of purpose of this new government, it should take us about 9 months, 12 months, and we should be able to resolve some of these pressing.
Some would say Fadnavis is too inexperienced to be Chief Minister. You were a first-time minister yourself. Do you think this argument holds that he has no administrative experience in government?
You know, when we had a crisis in my factory 25 years ago, we sent my 16-year-old nephew to roam around the factory, and he came up with some of the most brilliant solutions to the problem. It's not about experience, it's about sincerity, it's about honesty of purpose. And I think Devendra, given his performance in the Legislative Council and then the Assembly of the last 15 years, has distinguished himself by his scholarly performance, by his integrity. I'm convinced he'll make a wonderful Chief Minister.
One final question. Mumbai is an urban mess. How do you see the new government in Maharashtra try and make Mumbai at least a Delhi, if not a Shanghai?
Well, we'll do far better than Delhi. I think Prime Minister Narendra Modi, when he came to Mumbai, flagged off some of the pressing requirements of Mumbai. He talked about the Trans-Harbour link, he talked about the sea link being extended, he talked about bringing back to Mumbai good roads, good infrastructure on drainage, on sewage, on water. I'm quite sure that should the Mumbai Municipal Corporation work in tandem with the state government, I see no problem in also making sure that Mumbaikars get a good government, a government that delivers.
Thank you very much. Wish you all the best. Thank you.
One of the sidelights of Fadnavis' swearing-in ceremony at the Wankhede was that till very late into the afternoon, word hadn't reached senior Shiv Sena leaders that they had to reach the function. So what happened was that Manohar Joshi, who's the former Chief Minister of Maharashtra, received word so late that by the time he entered the Wankhede, the SPG had already taken guard and he wasn't even allowed in despite being a former Chief Minister of Maharashtra. So we caught up with Manohar Joshi. We also spoke to Uddhav Thackeray on his way out of the Wankhede because Arun Jaitley, Fadnavis himself and Amit Shah called him between 12 and 2 this afternoon, requested him to come to the Wankhede and be a part of the proceedings today. There was a big deliberation and debate in the Shiv Sena on whether Uddhav Thackeray should go or should he send some emissary. Finally, it was decided that it would look very awkward if the BJP's extended this invitation for Uddhav not to go. Nothing's been decided yet on whether or not the Shiv Sena will be part of the Fadnavis government. The BJP hasn't made a firm offer, but for the time being, as far as public appearances are concerned, it seems that the BJP and the Shiv Sena are trying to patch up. Here are Uddhav Thackeray, Manohar Joshi and Neelam Gore, who's a spokesperson of the Shiv Sena, speaking on how the Sena views this last-minute invitation which came after the public announcement of a boycott and whether they now hope to be part of the BJP government in Maharashtra.
फक्त एवढंच मला विचारायचं आहे आज फायनली कॉल आया अमित शाह क्या चल नहीं अभी नहीं बाद में करूंगा मैं बात विस्तार से बाद में बात करूंगा अभी नहीं
परिस्थिति में बदलाव हुआ अभी तो शिवसेना इनके साथ में यहाँ तक आई है और मैं खुद भी खोज कर रहा हूँ कि ये बदलाव अचानक किसके कारण हुआ कौन इसके पीछे है क्योंकि सुबह तक मुझे कहा गया था नहीं है हम बाहर रहेंगे आज अभी थोड़े टाइम पहले मुझे मालूम पड़ा कि यहाँ जाने का कि गाड़ी निकाली और यहाँ तक आए इतनी मालूमात मेरे पास है कितने बनेंगे कौन बनेंगे इसके तो एक दिन जाएगा आज का दिन जाएगा और मालूम पड़ेगा और मैं खुद तो कभी भी कहूँगा कि मैं अपेक्षा करता हूँ कि जो नई सरकार आएगी वो नई सरकार अच्छी सरकार होनी चाहिए, लोगों के प्रश्न महत्वपूर्ण है, ये बाकी बातें तो चलती रहती है।
The thing is that there was a dialogue going on in between Shiv Sena and BJP. We had already declared before 4 days that we will be supporting this government. Also there were negotiations going on with our 2 representatives in between representatives of BJP. Mr. Devendra Fadnavis, when his name was selected, that also was welcomed by us. However, the dialogue was not going on properly.
Does the Shiv Sena feel, ma'am, that the BJP hasn't been treating the Shiv Sena properly? That you're not being given the respect that you deserve?
Actually, we were equal partners, number one. Number two, if the situation was reversed, we would have been expected from our side to have the same type of dialogue and same type of dignity in that. Now I think whatever is over is over. Once dialogue and good discussion has happened in between Amit Bhai Shah and Arun Jaitley ji specifically, Uddhav Thackeray has accepted.
Are you expecting that the Shiv Sena will join this alliance?
We are already part of the alliance.
But you fought separately, you've been calling each other names. Do you think all of that is now forgotten? Is it as easy to say that it's all forgotten?
No, it's not question of forgetting. There are certain political compulsions and there are issues related with ideology. The difference of opinion on certain issues.
You're hopeful that the Shiv Sena MLAs will also be sworn in?
What we are hopeful is to give good service to people. Only births, that is not the sanskar by Balasaheb Thackeray. Our enemy, therefore we want to have good governance in the state. How we achieved in the state and also in the center, that is one of the biggest challenge.
Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you.
The BJP has been driving a real hard bargain. They've been refusing to accept any of the formulations put out by the Shiv Sena, and they haven't suggested to the Shiv Sena their own formulation yet. But what we've been told is that the Shiv Sena says that by the 10th of November, which is when Devendra Fadnavis needs to prove his majority on the floor of the House, the BJP must clearly communicate to the Shiv Sena whether or not they're on board. And if they're not, they're saying a lot of people in our party feel that we should be an opposition, we will be an effective opposition. And if the BJP wants to do business with us, they need to tell us what is on offer, what is their specific offer to us, and they shouldn't take us for granted. That entire the fight, the face-off between the two allies still not ending, despite the fact that Uddhav Thackeray attended the swearing-in at the Wankhede this afternoon. So what's really going on in the minds of the BJP top brass? I caught up with the all-important General Secretary of the Bharatiya Janata Party, Amit Shah's man on the ground here in Maharashtra, Om Mathur. And this is what he had to say about whether or not the Sena will finally be on board and be a part of the BJP-run administration.
ये आपने आखिरकार गुगली फेंकी, बहुत देर तक कह रहे थे कि शिवसेना नहीं आएगी, आखिरकार कहां से लेके आ गए आप शिवसेना?
देखिए, हमने पहले दिन से कहा था कि शिवसेना हमारा नेचुरल अलायंस है। चुनावी युद्ध में कई तरह की भाषाएं बोली जाती है, लेकिन हमारे नेता ने एक लाइन अडॉप्ट की थी कि हम कोई कुछ भी नहीं बोलेंगे। हमारा किसी नेता ने नहीं बोला, और कल तक भी हम चाहते थे कि वो आए, अभी भी हम आगे भी चाहेंगे कि जो हमारा नेचुरल अलायंस है वो हमारे साथ जुड़े। अब ये निर्णय शिवसेना को करना है। आज आदरणीय उद्धव ठाकरे जी आए, हमें भी प्रसन्नता है।
उद्धव ठाकरे के यहाँ आने के क्या मायने निकाले जाएं? आज की तारीख में शिवसेना आपके अलायंस में है कि नहीं?
देखिए, ये तो राजनीतिक कहना चाहिए कि सोच है। जब इतना बड़ा जलसा हो रहा है, पहली बार महाराष्ट्र कांग्रेस मुक्त हुआ है, तो स्वाभाविक रूप से सबको प्रसन्नता आए। हम उनका तहे दिल से स्वागत करते हैं, उनका आभार भी मानते हैं।
तो शिवसेना वाले कहते हैं कि आप बहुत दबंगाई तरीके से करते हैं, बहुत ज्यादा एरोगेंस है कि मतलब आप उनको साथ में लेके नहीं चल रहे, बड़ा मतलब उनसे जिस तरीके से बर्ताव कर रहे हैं उनको अच्छा नहीं लग रहा।
अब ये तो उन्हीं से पूछिए,
वही तो ये कह रहे हैं, हम आपसे पूछिए।
हमारी ओर से कोई भी ऐसा बर्ताव जहाँ तक मुझे ध्यान है नहीं हुआ। पर्टिकुलर जब मैं चुनाव प्रभारी था यहाँ, मेरी ओर से आप एक भी लाइन बता दीजिए। हमारे जो सबसे बड़े नेता, देश के लोकप्रिय प्रधानमंत्री, उन्होंने बहुत आदरपूर्वक आदरणीय ठाकरे जी को श्रद्धांजलि दी। मेरे मुख्यमंत्री को उम्मीदवार जो आज मुख्यमंत्री बन गए, उनकी ओर से कोई एक शब्द नहीं बोला गया। इसमें कौन क्या बोलता है, उसे हर एक चीज़ का जवाब देना जरूरी नहीं होता, लेकिन वो आए, बहुत अच्छा लगा हमें, और आज हमें प्रसन्नता है।
As the crowds left the Wankhede stadium, there were bottles and garbage strewn all around. And in the spirit of the Swachh Bharat campaign, General Secretary Rajiv Rudi got down, organized a bunch of volunteers, started cleaning the garbage himself. They also had fancy laser machines to ensure that the Wankhede would be clean before all the equipment left. Fortunately, they'd also barricaded the pitch area, which meant that despite this event being held at the Wankhede, there was no real damage to the playing area itself. We leave you with these images of Rajiv Rudi in the Swachh Bharat campaign mode, and when we come back on the other side of a quick break, in 10 flat minutes we'll get you all the news that you need to know from India and across the world in our Speed News section. But before that, here is Rajiv Rudi doing his Good Samaritan bit for the day.